Maharaj, now very complicated question, which is such a big issue now, right now, is a person has really earning money and he wants to use in Krishna's service. And that is the concept, and he's a very spiritual minded person. Now the biggest problem that happens in Bombay is if he has something like 3-4 children, specifically 3-4 sons, being in household life. And Kali Yuga, everybody cannot stay together. Everybody wants nuclear family in due course of time. So because of that reason, that person has to go on checking himself that he should have at least 2-3 flats of his own, so that when the children will get married.
You want to be nuclear? Go nuclear. You want to be on your own and have your own flat? Be my guest. What does that have to do with me? Have I taken a contract that I have to maintain your lifestyle? Is that my duty? My duty is to give you Krishna consciousness and to provide necessities. Your lifestyle is not a necessity. You want it? Fine. Go work for it.
Maharaj, in Bombay, means in Indian culture, it is the father who takes care of the children's at least housing accommodation.
You take care or not take care. They're not taking care in this Bombay. They're not taking care because they're not making the sons Krishna conscious. They're making little, 2-bit Ravanas, little punky Ravanas who, want to enjoy sense gratification. That's not maintaining, that I send you to college, I provide a flat, I do this, that, therefore I've maintained. No. It's a failure. The children are not Krishna conscious, but I've set them up in sense gratification. That's called failure.
Maharaj, people will say, I'm talking about...
But in Bombay, it's called success.
Yeah. In people, specifically in Bombay, what they say is, because you don't want to give your responsibility, you don't want to take care of the responsibility of giving a flat or giving accommodation to your children. And you want to take Krishna as a shelter. And you want to avoid your responsibility and running away.
Correct.
This is what they say. And
Good.
Because of that, you are running away, keeping Krishna into center, and you want to run away. And
Correct.
That's why you speak this way.
We want to run away from all your nonsense and take shelter of Krishna. We're running for Krishna. You can run after money to pay for so many flats.
But then the children, specifically, I've heard Maharaj, and because I've did so much counseling into this, the children used to say that if you're not going to provide us the house, why did you give us the birth? Then what to say that?
Say too late to ask that question. Or stick it back on them. If you're not going to be Krishna conscious, what was the use of giving birth to you? Why did you give me birth if you're not going to give me sense gratification? If you're not going to be a devotee, why did I give you birth? What's the use of you? I didn't give birth to you so that you can just demand sense gratification of every way, shape, and kind. That wasn't my idea. We have some higher purpose. So if you'll kindly conform to that higher purpose, your life will be successful. Otherwise, go out and work and have your Maya at your own cost. Why should I pay for your Maya?
But if the son is a devotee, he is seriously Krishna consciousness, then is it not the responsibility of the father to provide him a house?
Mm-hmm.
If the son is a devotee,
if the son is a devotee, he has no problem. Krishna will provide. You may provide, but he'll not be in difficulty. Nitya yukta viyuktanam yogakshema bhamya. It's not that if I don't provide, I may die still.
But Maharaj, as a father, is it not the responsibility of that, because the son has shown the sincerity of Krishna consciousness?
That's good. Then you provide as far as possible. But not that, you're like a held hostage unless I provide you a house and a car and a this and a that and trips to Paris and this, that, then I'm not doing my duty. As far as possible, spiritually, I'll give you everything, and material, I'll give you as far as it's available. I'm not the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I snap my fingers and then lakhs and crores fall from the sky for you. So, don't be a spoiled brat also. A generation of young people who think that they're entitled. Because I took birth, I'm entitled to this, I'm entitled to that, I'm entitled to this, I'm entitled to that, and therefore I can just, cry and get everything. You become a nonsense rascal. Get serious. Yeah, we have this in America also, generations of whole generations of young people who think that they're just entitled to everything. The same things that their parents and grandparents worked for, they think should be handed to them. Austerity is good. I can tell you that there's so many, in America, so many Indian boys go for education. And they wipe up the floor with the American kids. The Indians and the Asians. Why? Because the young American kids, of course we're going to college and we're entitled, and we're going to have we'll study and we'll get our degree and we'll enjoy women and we'll have a great time here in this wonderful park with all of our sense gratification. And the Indian and Asian students are thinking that my family worked, gave their whole life so that I can go to college, and they're trained like work. They go there and they study, and so they wipe up the floor with the American kids. That's just material. My point is that they think I have some responsibility here. I can't just play games and enjoy at the expense of my ancestors.
Okay.
So what is that? That's austerity. That if I want something, there has to be some austerity. If I want happiness, there has to be austerity. If I want peace, there has to be austerity. You toss out that austerity and you spoil the child.
Fine. Maharaj, now again a very big question that happens in India about the ancestor's property. The ancestor has given the property, it has comes to the father. Now that ancestor property becomes big because the years have gone too much. So it has become a very big picture. And then the father has also earned some money and that he used in Krishna's service. But when he wants to use ancestor's property in Krishna's service, the son, it becomes very wild. Says, this is not your property, this is property of the ancestor, where even my right also comes. So you don't have to spend that property. You're a nonsense
rascal. It wasn't my ancestor's property, it's not my property, and it's certainly not your property. It's Krishna's property. It's Krishna's property, it's not your property. By what right is it your property? You're not this body, those aren't your ancestors. The property was there before your ancestors came, it'll be there after you're gone. How is it yours? Nonsense. It's Krishna's property. And you think I gave birth to you so you can be a thief and steal Krishna's property? Claim it as your own? What is that in Ishavashamidam Sarva? Tena Chaktena Punjita. As far as possible, what you need, I'll do my best. Mahagradhakashasvid, not more. Not more. Not that you're entitled to this and this and this, entitled. What you need. Jivasya tattva jigyasa nartavyasya karma. Otherwise we become more and more miserable and your Bombay becomes more and more a collection of people with a fever for sense gratification. And it becomes harder to be happy in Bombay than it becomes to be happy in a village. You know, you go to a village and there's a child and he's got a stick and there's a little nail on the stick and there's a wheel. And the kid has got the stick and he's pushing the wheel and he's happy. And the same kid, you put him in Bombay, unless he's got a Game Boy and a video this and an Xbox and a this and a that. Yeah. Therefore, Krishna says, mana prasada. Yadvichcha labha santushto. One should be satisfied with what comes. That we should learn. Everyone's karma is different. What comes to you, the rich man will get money this way or that way. If your destiny is to be poor, you can do anything you want. You won't get money. It's not just by my work or by my anything. According to divine arrangements, something will come, something will not come. My duty is to be Krishna conscious, not to try to get more.
Thank you very much, Maharaj.
Thank you.
So
Hare
nice.
Krishna.
Thank you very much.